Among all of the anti-hero women of Gotham, the Huntress is the most intriguing femme fatale. With all her skills and wits, she is similar to Batman in so many ways. However, she is more vindictive and most of all, she is not afraid to hurt. There are two major versions of the Huntress. The first one is Helena Wayne, daughter of Batman and Catwoman. However, in today's video, we will tackle the vengeful but more interesting version, the New Earth version, which is the story of Helena Rosa Bertinelli. Helena Bertinelli, aka the Huntress, is a vigilante whose career is motivated by a personal crusade against organized crimes or mafias who are responsible for slaughtering her entire family. She is very connected with the Italian culture and is also a passionate Catholic. Initially, her cold-blooded methods and inclination to kill made her a pariah in the eyes of our usual heroes. But in time, she learned to control her anger, softened her methods, and became recognized as a member of the Justice League. She is also accepted by the Bat family and most prominently, an active member of the Birds of Prey. We first saw Helena Bertinelli in the 1989 comic book series called Huntress as the daughter of one of the most infamous mafia families in Gotham. In this story of the Huntress, she was abducted at the young age of 6 and was raped by an opposing mafia don with the main goal of giving emotional torture to her father. She became a very withdrawn girl and was sent by her parents to a boarding school. She was given a bodyguard who taught her different forms of combat to protect herself. At the age of 19, she witnessed the murder of her parents by a rivaling family. She then crusades to put an end to any members of any mafia. Assisted and trained by her bodyguard Sal, she traveled around Italy before returning to Gotham to make her inauguration as the Huntress. In the 6-issue Batman Huntress Cry for Blood limited series published in the year 2000, the modern age origin of the Huntress was retold. Written by Greg Rucka and drawn by Rick Burchett and Terry Beatty, the young Helena Bertinelli and her mother suffered domestic abuse from the hands of her father, Franco Bertinelli. At the age of 8, she witnessed the murder of her entire family in their home. Everyone was killed except her. Helena was then taken under the wing of her uncle Tommaso's nephew, Salvatore Asaro. She was taken back to their hometown in Sicily, where she sees her cousins training for hand-to-hand combat. Kept awake at nights by terrors and nightmares she endured, she started asking to receive their training as well, and realized that she is the only one who can stop those nightmares by putting an end to those who murdered her family. The crossbow she picked on the wall marked the beginning of a 7-year training with her cousins. At the age of 15, she was sent to a boarding school in Switzerland to hide from the Italian police looking for notorious mafian families. Now, having an educated mind, she recognized that everything she had known about her family was a lie. She fathomed that the mafia was a wicked force of corruption and horror, and her own family was right in the center of it. When she turned 16, she finally had the courage to return to Gotham City to spend Christmas with her uncle's family. Though she hated everyone there, she became curious that all of them were afraid of a person known as Batman. On that night, Batman crashed the party and fought them. Moved by the impact Batman made in scaring the people she hated, Helena realized that she could become like him and fight the mafia. She then went back to Switzerland to continue her study and carefully plan for her quest, and then to Sicily to create her costume and take weapons. This origin continues in Huntress Year 1, published in 2008, with her in Sicily days before turning 21. She received her inheritance and learned different kinds of weaponry to exact her revenge. She launches herself in the process as angrier and more sadistic than a standard costumed hero, forewarning her conflicts with more mainstream protagonists such as Batman. During this origin story, she later on discovers that her true father is actually Santo Casamento, the dawn of a rival mafia family who was carrying on an affair with Helena's mother, Maria. He later on confronts Santo about the murder of her family. Here she discovered that her mother was the one meant to survive the massacre and not her.
Deal. Get out of my way! I don't need your help, Huntress.
Right. You were doing a fabulous job of getting your butt handed to you. What'd he do, anyway?
Due to her unpredictability and inclination to extreme violence, the Huntress was rarely accepted by Batman at first. However, some members of the Bat family, like Tim Drake, has a good relationship with her as a parent on the Robin Volume 3 and installments of Cry of the Huntress published in 1992. Here, Robin and the Huntress teamed up as they take on the KGB's, a former Soviet agent turned freelance assassin who is also cybernetically enhanced. In the Nightwing Huntress series published in 1998, the two played good cop, bad cop against a mob boss. With high stakes and their conflicting crime fighting and investigation methods, it became obvious that opposites really do attract. Nightwing had a fleeting romantic relationship with the Huntress. In Batman Huntress Cry for Blood, the Huntress's relationship with Batman became even worse when a mafia capo was murdered, and she was the prime suspect because of the weapon used. Vic Sage, aka The Question, a mysterious character without a face, helped the Huntress evade Batman and his allies and find who framed her.
You really know how to show a girl a good time, Q. When are we going out on a real date?
Shh, trying to concentrate.
I'm not even in the Justice League anymore. You're lucky to have me along.
Hardly. You're drawn to my eccentric charm.
Huntress made an appearance in the comic book version of Batman Hush in 2002 when she saves Batman's life from a criminal gangster while having a fractured skull after a fall brought about by Hush. Batman recognized the Huntress was so much like him when he started out and that she can be better. In the Justice League International Special Volume 1, Number 2, published in 1991, Huntress was first enmeshed with the Justice League when she chanced upon a brainwashed Blue Beetle endeavoring to murder Maxwell Lord. In the animated series Justice League Unlimited, the Huntress became a member of the Justice League after the Thanagarian invasion. Here, she has always wanted to kill the man who killed her family, Stephen Mandragora. Her relentless revenge, which made her become a vigilante in the first place, will be the same reason for her getting fired from the League. When she finally tracked Mandragora's mansion, she tried to kill him by shooting all her arrows while he was sleeping. But Mandragora was not under the sheets. This event was discovered by the Martian, which led to her immediate expulsion. In her conclusive moments aboard the League's watchtower, she managed to convince the Question into helping her in exchange for information on Project Cadmus. The Question agreed and tracked down Mandragora, which was the beginning of their love team. Mandragora was detained in a safe house overseen by King Faraday and his agents, together with Black Canary and Green Arrow, who were on a stakeout outside the building. Mandragora escaped with the couples fighting each other. In the end, Huntress had her shot at killing Mandragora, but did not take it out of mercy for his son Edgar.
And here I heard you were some kind of brilliant fighter. You heard right. That's not what I want at all.
In DC 1 Million, published in 1998, Huntress had a major role in defeating a major nemesis of Superman in the future named Solaris. With the Justice League of the 20th century and the Justice Legion Alpha of the 853rd century working together, and through the principles of time capsules, Huntress provided progressive plans that the League can use to defeat Solaris centuries ahead. She also helped the League defeat foes like Prometheus in Justice League of America number 41, released in May 2000, but was forced to resign when Batman saw her trying to kill Prometheus while incapacitated. In the No Man's Land story arc, published in 1999, an earthquake razed Gotham City to the ground. Batman disappeared and the United States government proclaimed Gotham City a no man's land. Huntress took over the mantle of Batgirl to bring order to the city, and she discovered that criminals are easier to terrorize as Batgirl than she does as Huntress. However, she failed to safeguard Gotham from Two-Face and his gang of more than 200 criminals that led to a disagreement with Batman. Huntress then declined to follow Batman's exact directives and gives up being the Batgirl. Huntress then partnered with former police officer William Pettit and his agents, who were separated from their group led by former Commissioner James Gordon. Pettit understood that severe measures are the only way to survive No Man's Land. Batman deliberately drove Huntress to join Pettit because he thought Huntress can keep Pettit in line and prevent his group from hurting innocent people. On Christmas Eve, the Joker's team jumped Pettit's group. Pettit is easily murdered while Huntress stood her ground, scarcely surviving the assault as the Joker and his men swamped the compound. Nightwing and Batman intervened in time, and Huntress was soon taken to a field hospital organized by forces who wanted to reconstruct Gotham.
I practiced that move.
In the comic series of Birds of Prey, Huntress becomes entangled with Oracle and Black Canary. She unites with Black Canary when they fought a man called Brawn, who was seduced and left them both. Huntress occasionally mingles with the group on its first installments, although her relationship with Oracle was mostly antagonistic in nature due to Barbara's controlling nature and her rashness.
While all the boys can always save the day, no one does it better than the birds of prey. While all the boys can always save the day, no one does it better. No one does it better than the birds of prey.
In Birds of Prey number 68, Huntress is made one of Oracle's full-time agents after intercepting Barbara's distress call meant for Black Canary. With two vigorous agents on rotation, the lighter workload has allowed for Huntress and Black Canary to have day jobs. Huntress as an elementary school teacher and Canary as a florist. Being a teacher was a realization of her childhood dreams, and this gave Helena a great sense of accomplishment and encouraged her to push for a strong sense of protectionism. At first, her frankness continued to put her at odds with Oracle and Black Canary, but ultimately her selflessness and aspiration to help her associates without reluctance wins their trust, and she became a respected and fundamental member of the Birds of Prey. During the story arc of Hero Hunters of the Birds of Prey, Huntress left the group when she realized that she had been psychologically manipulated by Oracle to make her behave and reduce her impetuousness. She later came back together with newcomer Lady Blackhawk, who became another core associate for the team. With the departure of Black Canary from the team in Birds of Prey number 99, Huntress became the most senior and most trusted operative of the team. In the 2006 story arc 1 year later, Huntress became the team field commander in issue number 100. In Birds of Prey Volume 2, during the Brightest Day event, Oracle gathered the team back together in Gotham. Black Canary has just left the Justice League, and Oracle added Hawk and Dove to the team. Huntress joined Black Canary in a battle against a new villainess calling herself as the White Canary. The birds soon created an uneasy alliance with the Penguin, who eventually betrayed them and brutally injured Zinda and Hawk. The Penguin attempted to kill Huntress as well, but she and Dove easily defeated him. When Dove took Zinda and Hawk to a hospital, Huntress contemplated in killing the Penguin but stopped.
All the boys can always save the day. No one does it better. No one does it better than the Birds of Prey.
In conclusion, it would seem that Huntress will always be in a battle with herself, trying not to kill her foes, despite the fact her attempts to murder had always caused her to be removed from the Justice League. However, her inner battles are the most interesting part of her stories. While revenge has ruled her life and caused her to become the Huntress, her eventual change of heart makes her narratives even sweeter.